Hello everyone. Hello guys, how are you guys on today? Guess what time it is? It is story time with Miss Doris. I'm so excited. I have an awesome story for us on today. I hope you guys had an awesome, safe weekend. Well, guess what? Today's story we're going to be reading is Pinocchio. And this is a Disney book, hardbound book, Pinocchio. Today's story we are reading was going to be Pinocchio, and today's letter is going to be the letter T. Today's letter is the letter T. We have the capital T and the small t. Capital T and small t. And guess what? T stands for, this is our letter T, stands for turtle. T stands for turtle. Guess what? Guess who our Muppet guest friend is on today? Our Muppet guest friend is going to be Rex the Giraffe. Rex the Giraffe is our Muppet guest friend on today. I'm going to go ahead on and get started. I would like to greet everyone all over the world. I would like to say hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some, good night. Someone is going to bed somewhere in the world, but guess what, guys? You are just in time for story time with Miss Doris. Shout outs to all of you out there in Storytime Land. I'm so excited. You guys make my heart smile. We are over 1,500 and some followers. Hello, Shakana. Hello, Shaquavia. Hello, Minerva. How are you on today? I hope you're having an awesome, blessed day. This week is the week of Thanksgiving. Gonna be really good week. But guess what? Happy holiday to all of you out there in Storytime Land. You guys are awesome. Again, today's story we are going to be reading is Pinocchio. Don't forget to share this video with your family and friends. Our Muppet guest friend today is Giraffe, Mr. Rex the Giraffe, and today's letter is the letter T. We have the capital T and the small t. Shout out to all of our new followers. Over this past weekend, we gained 75 new Storytime followers. Hello to you guys and welcome to Storytime with Miss Doris. I'm so excited to be reading you your live story time on today. Well, guess what? Let's go ahead on and get started with that story time song. Remember, when we're doing that story time song, make sure that you guys are practicing safety first at all times. We don't want you guys hurting yourself, or getting injured. If you don't know the song, it's okay, because guess what? You'll catch on eventually. Story time with Miss. It's story time. And I'm so excited to be reading you an awesome story on today. Hello, Koopas. Hello, Samaria. Hello, Sarak. Hello, Harmony. Hello, Tanelia. How are you on today? Hello, Amelian. Hello, Amelian. How are you? I'm so excited to be reading you your first story time on today. To all of you that are celebrating your birthday on today, happy birthday to you from Miss Storytime. To all of my family in Louisiana and Texas, New Orleans, Chicago, all over the world. Hello, guys, and welcome to Storytime with Miss Dora. Sherry to you, sing to you, tell you all just what to do. Wow, I'm so excited. I heard you guys singing really loud. You guys did an awesome job on today. Well, guess what? Go ahead on and have a seat. Moms, dads, nanas, papas, TTs, cousins. Go ahead on and have a seat while Miss Doris read you a story on today. Pinocchio. And this is a Disney book, what we're going to be reading on today. Let me take a sip of water. Once upon a time, there was a friendly cricket named Jiminy. One night, Jiminy Cricket Travels took him to the workshop of Geppetto, an old wood carver. Geppetto had just finished making a little boy puppet. Now Geppetto said, "I have just the name for you, Pinocchio." Then he added softly, "He almost looks alive." I do own the copyrights to the song, the Storytime song that's playing in the background. That evening, Geppetto looked up at the twinkling wishing star. "I wish I may, I wish I might have the wish I make tonight," Geppetto said. He wished for Pinocchio to become a real boy. Soon after, Geppetto, his fat Figaro, and Cleo, the goldfish, were fast asleep. Only Jiminy the Cricket was still awake. Suddenly a bright blue light filled the workshop. The beautiful blue fairy appeared. "Good Geppetto," said she gently, "you have given so much happiness to others. You deserve to have your wish come true." Waving her wand over Pinocchio, she said, "Little puppet made of pawn, wake, the gift of life is thine." Magically, Pinocchio began to stir. "I can move," he said in amazement. "I can talk." "Prove yourself brave, truthful, and unselfish," said the blue fairy, "and someday you will be a real boy." The fairy asked Jiminy the Cricket to be Pinocchio's conscience, to teach him right from wrong. "Now, remember, Pinocchio," she added, "be a good boy, and always let your conscience guide you." And with that, she disappeared. Geppetto woke up and saw Pinocchio walking and talking. At first he thought he must be dreaming, but then he realized his wish had come true. Geppetto was so happy. The next morning, Geppetto sent Pinocchio off to school. On the way, two villains, a fox called Honest John and his friend, a cat called Gillian, spotted Pinocchio. Honest John cried, "A live puppet without strings? He could sell him to the Strongballies puppet show and make lots and lots of money." The villains convinced the little puppet that becoming an actor would be much more fun than school. Jiminy tried to stop Pinocchio from leaving with the villains, but Pinocchio was too excited and he listened. Oh, Pinocchio, be careful. Remember what the fairy godmother said. Always follow your conscience and be truthful. That night, Pinocchio sang and danced merrily in the Muppet Show. In the puppet show, the audience clapped and cheered with delight. Pinocchio was a star. However, when the little puppet asked to go home, Stromboli, the owner of the show, roared with anger. He locked Pinocchio in a cage and bellowed, "This will be your home now." Alone and frightened, Pinocchio sobbed, "I should have listened to you, Jiminy." You always have to listen, Pinocchio. Always follow instructions, guys, and be obedient when someone tells you to do something. Remember, we're just reading a book, and Pinocchio is not doing what the fairy godmother told him to do. Suddenly, the blue fairy appeared and said, "Pinocchio, why didn't you go to school?" The little puppet was afraid to tell the truth. Two big monsters with big green eyes. He fibbed. Well, I, they tied me. They tied me in a big sack. As soon as Pinocchio told this lie, his nose began to grow. The more Pinocchio lied, the longer his nose grew. Perhaps you haven't been telling the truth, Pinocchio said, the blue fairy. A lie keeps growing and growing and growing until it's as plain as the nose on your face. I'll never lie again, promised the little puppet. So the blue fairy gently touched Pinocchio's nose with her wand and turned it back to normal. She unlocked the cage and set him free. There's his nose grew long and long and long because he wasn't telling the truth. He was lying. Come on, Pinocchio said, cried Jiminy. But as the little puppet raced after Jiminy, he met up with, oh goodness, who did he meet up with now? Honest John and Gillian again. This time they persuaded Pinocchio that he was ill and needed a holiday at a wonderful place called Pleasure Island. The two villains sold Pinocchio to a wicked coachman who put him on a coach full of very, very noisy, naughty boys. Luckily, Jiminy was able to climb into the coach just as it drove off. Pleasure Island was like a giant fun fair. The boys could have anything they wanted and be as naughty as they liked. Jiminy begged Pinocchio to leave, but the little puppet wanted to stay and play pool with his new friends, Lapwick. Jiminy saw the wicked coachman loading crates of donkeys onto a boat. One of the donkeys was crying and begging to go home to his mother. Jiminy was shocked. Somehow all the boys on Pleasure Island were being turned into donkeys. He needed to rescue poor Pinocchio. But by the time Jiminy found his friend, Pinocchio had already grown long, hairy ears and a tail. Come on, quick, cried Jiminy. This way, Pinocchio. Jimmy and Pinocchio escaped from the island by jumping into the sea and swimming home. Cold and tired, they finally reached Geppetto's house, only to find out that Geppetto had gone looking for Pinocchio across the sea and had been swallowed by a big whale named Monstro. Pinocchio was determined to find his father no matter how dangerous it would be. He and Jiminy headed back into the sea. Pinocchio and Jiminy asked the fish and seahorse for help. But as soon as they heard Monstro's name, the sea creatures sped off in terror. Meanwhile, we're not too far away. Monstro was waking up from a long nap. The whale was so hungry that he gulped down a large school of fish. Without realizing, he managed to swallow Pinocchio too. Deep inside the whale's tummy, Pinocchio and his father were overjoyed to see each other again. Pinocchio thought of a plan to escape. They'd build a fire to make lots and lots of smoke inside Monstro. We'll make him sneeze, said Pinocchio excitedly, as clouds of black smoke filled Monstro's tummy. He gave an enormous sneeze, and out they all came, a little raft. Achoo! But as the whale crashed through the water, the little raft toppled over. Everyone was thrown into the sea, and Geppetto couldn't swim. Pinocchio kept his father afloat and dragged him to the shore. Minutes later, Jimmy found Geppetto, Figaro, and Cleo safely on the beach. But the little Muppet was lying face down in the water. He wasn't moving at all. Heartbroken, Geppetto took his son home. Geppetto knelt over Pinocchio and wept and wept and wept. He was really, really, really sad. Just then the blue fairies' dazzling light filled the room once again. Prove yourself brave, truthful, and unselfish, and someday you will be a real boy, said the fairy gently. Awake, Pinocchio, awake. Immediately a bright light surrounded Pinocchio, and he woke up. He was no longer made of wood. He was a real boy at last. Father, Father, I'm alive, you see, Pinocchio cried out in delight. This calls for a celebration, Geppetto cried joyfully. Jiminy proudly watched Pinocchio playing happily with his father. Now he knew that if you wish upon a star, your dreams really, really, really can come true. Wow. The end. That was an awesome, awesome, awesome story. Pinocchio. The end. I enjoyed reading you guys an awesome story of Pinocchio on today. I hope you enjoyed today's story. Don't forget, share today's story with your family and friends. Remember, if you're not feeling well, always let someone know that you're not feeling well, and they will take really, really, really good care of you. And if you're with dad or papa or grandpa or auntie or nana, and if you're with them, are you crafting? Are you making your favorite Muppet? Make sure once you're done, you are washing and sanitizing your hands at all times, because we don't want you guys getting sick at all. We want you well at all times. And remember, if you're out in public, remember that we are still practicing safety first. So when someone gives you your mask to put on, make sure you're wearing your mask at all times, and don't take your mask off unless someone tells you to. I enjoyed reading you guys an awesome story on today. Well, guess what? This week is going to be a surprise for the rest of the week. So you guys, make sure you are tuning in to Story Time with Miss Doris. And remember, I know a lot is going on. A lot has happened, but a lot is happening in society. But I want you to know, if you are not smiling on today, Miss Doris and our Muppet, Mr. Rex the Giraffe, has a smile just for you on today. Have an awesome day. Happy holidays to all of you out there in Story Time Land. Have lots of fun with the family and friends. Don't forget, tell someone you love them on today. I love you all. Have an awesome day and a smile just for you.